friends, welcome back to the garden. Today we are working on a project that has been lingering on my to-do list for quite some time. Essentially, the pathways in my cutting garden have become completely out of control and I need some weed suppression. So to start today's project, I've gone to a local restaurant. They've had a giant stockpile of cardboard, which I've picked up and brought to my house. We are going to use this for our weed suppression and pathway coverings. So as we jump in here, what you're going to see me doing is taking off anything sticky. I am removing tape and shipping labels as they really won't break down in the garden. They're not biodegradable. The other thing that you'll see me doing is I'm kind of shifting some of this cardboard around. While I picked up all of it, I've decided to put aside anything that has a plastic coating or like excessive colored ink usage. Even though these are just going on the pathways, I'd prefer not to introduce any of that into my garden. So even though I've gotten most of these from a friend who owns a restaurant, I just wanted to make another couple notations. Facebook is a great place. You can source your friend groups. Buy nothing groups are a great way to start. If you know someone who owns a restaurant or you have access to a local recycling center, those are all very good ways to get cardboard for free. The next thing I wanted to note here is that as I'm installing this cardboard, I'm really working from one end of my pathway to the other. What I want to make sure to do is layer down 1 to 2 layers of cardboard. I'm overlapping all of my seams by at least 6 inches. And that way I don't have any weeds that are going to try to push through any seams that I've left open. The next thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to wet down the entire row. Now, this is mostly just to make my life a little bit easier. As you can see, wind was somewhat whipping through the garden here today, and I want to make sure that I can wet it and compact it down in place so that as I am layering down my mulch on top of the cardboard, I'm not struggling as it shifts in the wind. Last but not least, we are coming in with the finishing touch. I have picked up some dark mulch from a local supplier. However, I know people who layer down compost. I know people who layer down piles and piles of leaves in the fall. I know people who also lay down arborist wood chips that they are able to source for free. In my cutting garden, this actually is a pathway that leads down to a patio that is an entertaining space for our family, and so I chose to use something a bit more decorative. One final note as I am laying down this mulch, you can see that I am layering it very, very heavily. Anytime you do a project like this, you want to lay down at least 2 inches of mulch to weight everything down and add that layer of weed suppression. This next little clip was actually filmed a month and a half after I did this project. And as you can see, even though the color has faded a little bit, this pathway has remained indeed weed-free, and I am so excited about that. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this week's video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.